Certification Audit Closing Meeting, a conference room at Global Manufacturing. The ISO 9001 certification audit has just concluded, and the closing meeting is about to begin. Present are the lead auditor, Paolo Bianchi, another auditor, Elena Rossi, and representatives from Global Manufacturing, including Quality Manager Maria Lopez and Operations Director Marco Conti.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for your cooperation throughout this certification audit. Before we begin the formal closing meeting, I'd like to confirm who is present from your organization.
Thank you, Paolo. I'm Maria Lopez, Quality Manager. With me is Marco Conti, our Operations Director, Sophia Chen, Production Manager, and Carlos Rodriguez, Engineering Manager.
Thank you. As we discussed in the opening meeting, this closing session will summarize our audit findings. First, I want to emphasize that an audit is a sampling process. By the time we complete an audit, we will have examined only a portion of your activities and records. While we believe our sample was representative, we cannot claim to have seen everything. I'd also like to acknowledge the positive atmosphere during this audit. Your team was open, transparent, and clearly committed to quality management. By the time we leave today, we will have spent 3 days examining your quality management system, and we've been impressed by the level of implementation.
Yes, I'd particularly like to highlight the strong process approach you've implemented. It's evident that you understand the interactions between processes and manage them accordingly.
Now, regarding our findings. By tomorrow, we will have submitted our formal report to the certification body, but I'll summarize the key points now. We've identified 2 minor nonconformities and several opportunities for improvement. The first nonconformity relates to internal audit planning. According to your procedure, all processes should be audited annually. However, we found that 2 processes, supplier evaluation and customer feedback, have not been audited within the last 12 months. By the time your last internal audit cycle was completed, these processes had been overlooked.
Yes, we recognize this gap. By the time we prepared for this certification audit, we had identified this issue ourselves, but hadn't yet conducted the missing audits.
Thank you for acknowledging that. The second nonconformity concerns calibration records. For 3 measuring devices in the production area, calibration had expired by up to 2 months. Your procedure requires recalibration at specified intervals, and these had exceeded those intervals.
We understand. We will have addressed both these issues promptly. What timeline will we have for submitting corrective actions?
By the time we issue the formal report next week, you will have received the official nonconformity statements. You'll then have 30 days to submit your corrective action plans. These should include root cause analysis, correction of the specific instances, and systemic actions to prevent recurrence.
To clarify, for certification to proceed, we will need to accept your corrective action plans, but we will not need to verify full implementation until the first surveillance audit. By that time, you will have implemented all corrective actions, and we will verify their effectiveness.
Now for the opportunities for improvement. These are not nonconformities, but areas where we believe your system could be strengthened. First, your management review process, while compliant, could benefit from more structured performance data analysis. Second, your risk assessment methodology varies between departments. A more consistent approach would be beneficial. And third, your customer satisfaction measurement relies heavily on complaints data. You might consider more proactive feedback mechanisms.
Those are helpful observations. By our next management review, we will have considered all these suggestions.
Based on our findings, we will be recommending certification subject to acceptance of your corrective action plans for the 2 minor nonconformities. By the time the certification decision is made, approximately 2 weeks from now, the certification body will have reviewed our report and your corrective action plans. Do you have any questions about our findings or the next steps in the process?
What happens after certification is granted? When will the surveillance audits take place?
Good question. The first surveillance audit will occur approximately 12 months after certification. By that time, you will have maintained your system for a full year and will verify continued conformity and examine specific focus areas. The second surveillance will occur 12 months after that, and then recertification after 3 years.
Will the surveillance audits be as comprehensive as this initial certification audit?
No, they will be shorter. While the certification audit covers all processes and clauses of the standard, surveillance audits focus on selected areas plus mandatory elements like internal audits, management review, and corrective actions. By the time we complete the 3-year cycle, we will have covered your entire system again.
Any other questions?
Yes, regarding the opportunities for improvement. Are we required to address these formally?
No, these are suggestions rather than requirements. By the time of the surveillance audit, you will have decided which ones to implement based on your own priorities. We don't expect formal responses to these.
One final question. Our company will be opening a new production line in 6 months. Will this affect our certification?
That's an important point. Significant changes like new facilities, products, or processes may require an extension to your certification scope. By the time you're ready to launch the new line, you should notify the certification body. They will determine whether a special assessment is needed or if it can be included in the routine surveillance. If there are no further questions, I'll conclude the closing meeting. Thank you again for your cooperation during this audit. We believe you've established a solid quality management system that will serve your business well. By the time we return for the surveillance audit, we're confident you will have not only maintained but enhanced your system.
Thank you, Paolo and Elena. We appreciate your thorough assessment and constructive approach. We're committed to addressing the non-conformities promptly and considering the improvement opportunities you've identified.
The meeting is now closed. We'll remain available for another 30 minutes if you have any additional questions privately.